It's the police. You can open the door. It's safe to come out. That is the thought that ran through my head this morning as I was reading my Bible, and I want to share with you the reason why, and see if we can't just open up your minds and your hearts just a little bit more today. I've never been in a situation where something chaotic happened and the police were on the other side telling us that it was safe to come out, but I have seen all kinds of movies. I've seen documentaries, news stories, and I've heard stories. And every single time I hear these stories, I just sit here and think, man, how did you know? Like, how did you really know that the person on the other side of the door was in fact law enforcement, that they were safe, and that they actually were there to protect you? And this morning, as I was reading my Bible, whatever I read, honestly, just like spun up this whole scene. And then it really got me thinking, God, this feels really similar to the same conversations that I've had with people who are trying to decide if it is safe to come out of hiding from their internal hiding spots when they start to hear God's voice. Like, how do you know that it's God's voice is the question. It's so interesting to me because let's say, like, we're again in a room and we've just heard all this chaos going on and we are frozen in fear. And while the chaos is going on, we also hear a police officer knocking on the door and telling us that it's safe to come out and they're going to get us to a safe place. Who in the hell is going to actually open that door, especially if you hear all the noise going on in the background? That is what it feels like to me when I listen to people talk about their faith. It's like I can hear the ways that they want to open the door and let God in. I can hear the ways that they can feel and hear those whispers trying to lead them to a safer place. But you can also absolutely hear all the chaos going on in that person's life. And I'm like, man, I totally understand why we are not just opening that door all the way open and saying, okay, God, take me, get me the hell out of here. Because again, taking you back to that imagery, if you're not sure if you would even open the door to an actual physical person who is telling you that they're safe, what makes you think you're going to open the door when you hear God's whisper and it's somebody that you can't even see? These are just things that I sit with. It's food for thought. Sometimes I don't even really know what to do with the thoughts. I just like to share them and get people thinking about stuff, right? Because I know for me in my own life, I've always had that door cracked for God. But there were times that I would absolutely shut it real hard and real fast. And then I would stand on the other side of that door and I'd scream at God and tell him how angry I was at him for what I felt like was lying to me. Because I had assumed that if I was going to open that door all the way, that it was going to be really nice and quiet and that God would get me to a more peaceful place. I never realized that God was trying to hold my hand through the noise. He was going to get me to protection, but it was going to require me to open that damn door and take a step out into this chaotic ass world that I had been so terrified of my entire life. But he held me. He has held me and he is holding you. And so for you over there today, if you're listening to this message still, and you're just kind of wondering, man, do I open this door all the way? Do I allow myself to take this leap of quite literal faith? I would encourage you to do so. I would not be here. I would not be here sitting here recording this video right now here today if I wouldn't open that damn door. If I just would not have trusted God's voice, I wouldn't be here. So, the next time you hear God knocking on your door, even when it is noisy as shit out there, do yourself a favor and just open it. Let God grab you by the hand, and he'll walk right beside you every single step of the way. But you've got to be willing to take a deep breath, hold on tightly, and listen carefully. Okay, I hope you guys have a good day.